14 years of silence, not of punishment. This is not a story from fiction. It is the story of Rudul Shah. It may please the court, I appear on the behalf of petitioner Mr. Rudul Shah in the landmark case Rudul Shah versus State of Bihar. This case redefined Article 21 and introduced the concept of compensation in Article 32. This is not just a legal case, it is a cry for justice from a man denied by the system. Let's begin with the facts. Rudul Shah was the resident of Bihar and was arrested, tried for the alleged murder of his wife. In 1968, Session Court declared him innocent and acquitted him of all charges, but he was kept in jail for 14 more years until his wife in 1968 filed a habeas corpus writ petition and demanded his release and compensation. I want to submit that this prolonged detention is a clear violation of Article 21 right to life and personal liberty. The state has no legal justification for this illegal imprisonment. This constitutes false imprisonment under tort law, a civil law. And however this wrong is committed by the state, it requires the constitutional remedy under Article 32. Honorable Court has the power to grant compensation for effective enforcement of fundamental rights. This case raised serious questions that purge the conscience of the nation. First, can state be held liable for violating a citizen's fundamental right? Second, can compensation be granted under Article 32? Third, is justice complete without reparation? Now is it up to court to decide whether 14 years of illegal imprisonment is enough or the person shall be paid for the time stolen by the state?
This is a moment of solemn constitutional reflection. The petitioner, Shri Rudul Shah, was acquitted of criminal charges by the Sessions Court in the year 1968. Yet he remained in custody for over 14 years until his wife approached this honorable court in 1982 by way of a writ petition under Article 32 of the Constitution. The facts as presented are not in dispute. The petitioner was declared innocent by a competent court. However, his liberty was not restored. He continued to be confined within the walls of a prison without any legal authority, without any judicial order, and without any justification. The first issue before this court is whether such prolonged detention post-acquittal constitutes a violation of the petitioner's fundamental rights under Article 21 of the Constitution of India. Article 21 guarantees that no person shall be deprived of life or personal liberty except according to procedure established by law. In this case, the petitioner's detention was not supported by any law. It was arbitrary, unjust, and unconstitutional. The state of Bihar has conceded that the petitioner remained in custody due to administrative lapses. This court cannot accept such an explanation. Bureaucratic delay cannot override constitutional guarantees. The liberty of a citizen is not subject to the convenience of the state. This court therefore holds the petitioner's detention was illegal and in direct violation of Article 21. The second issue before this court is whether, in exercise of its jurisdiction under Article 32, it can grant monetary compensation for the violation of a fundamental right. While the Constitution does not expressly mention compensation as a remedy under Article 32, this court has consistently held that the power to enforce fundamental rights must include the power to grant effective relief. In the peculiar circumstances of this case, this court is of considered opinion that mere release of the petitioner does not constitute adequate redress. Rudul Shah has lost 14 years of his life. The injury is not physical, it is emotional, psychological, and social. Accordingly, this court directs the state of Bihar to pay 30,000 rupees to the petitioner as interim compensation. This amount is not exhaustive. The petitioner shall remain at liberty to pursue further remedies through civil or criminal proceedings if so advised. This judgment also marks the emergence of a vital principle in Indian constitutional jurisprudence, the doctrine of constitutional tort. Traditionally, tort law governed private wrongs, but in this case, the wrong was committed by the state itself. The petitioner was unlawfully detained by the agents of the state in violation of his fundamental rights. This court affirms that when state violates the constitution, it must be held monetarily liable. The liability arises not from statute but from the constitution itself. The doctrine of constitutional tort recognizes that compensation is a public law remedy necessary to uphold the dignity of the constitution and to deter future violations. This principle shall guide future cases whether the state must answer for its action. It shall ensure that fundamental rights are not merely declared but enforced. This court reiterates that Article 32 is not a hollow promise, it is a living remedy. It empowers this court to act decisively when constitution is breached. Let this judgment serve as a precedent. Let it remind every authority that liberty is sacred and justice must never be delayed. The petition is allowed, ordered accordingly.
This case gave birth to the emergence of new concept called constitutional tort. Earlier, compensation was only awarded in private wrong like torts, but now the compensation can also awarded if there is violation of fundamental rights, because in this case, state itself violated the fundamental rights of a citizen and Supreme Court laid down it as a public law remedy. This case is a reminder that justice is not about punishment, it is about restoration. Supreme Court didn't just release a man, it released a principle that compensation is not a charity, it is a constitutional duty. Justice delayed is not justice denied, it is humanity.